Welcome everybody to this practice of yoga dedicated to loss and grief and sadness as well. So these are sometimes quite challenging things that we feel in our lives, and especially this year, it's been really quite a big thing for people to overcome, this feeling of being apart from people they would normally be with. And there's perhaps a sense of lost time, lost opportunities. So if you don't have somebody that you have lost as a person or a pet or someone very dear, which probably would be quite unusual, but if that doesn't initially spring to mind, perhaps you can bring to mind as we practice instead those lost moments, those lost friendships that are seemingly out with our grasp at the moment. But as we work today, we want to allow ourselves to feel sadness and allow ourselves to feel this sense of loss or grief, because so much of the time we try not to feel it. We try to protect our hearts, contain our hurt, and hang on to what we've lost instead of allowing it to be as it is. So today we're going to allow is going to be our big word of the day, and see what happens. So as we work, if you find that there's something that you can't do, not because you're not able, but because you're not moved to do it, or the feeling is overwhelming, then just take some quiet time out of the practice. And if you're using the video, of course, you can pause it at that moment. It might be useful to have a box of tissues to hand. I've got one just out of shot on screen there. And the other thing that we may need today is some sort of ball for stimulation. So you can get these spiky fascial release balls, but a simple tennis ball will do instead. And we're going to begin our practice today just by sitting and taking a moment to feel, to become aware. So as you sitting towards the edge of your seat, have your feet firmly planted either on a support or directly on the floor. We're going to turn our palms upwards. So often in class, if we're doing breathing, I'll say to you, you can turn your palms down if you want to contain your energy and sort of save it for yourself, or you can turn your palms upwards if you've got something to share. When we're doing yoga specifically for loss and grief, we want to create that ability to let something go if there's something to move through. So palms turned upwards is good. And this also activates the meridian, the energetic meridian of the lungs, which is where grief, loss, and sadness lie. So sitting tall, allowing the backs of the hands to be relaxed on the lap, closing your eyes or gazing gently downward. And just beginning to feel how you feel today. The sensations in your body. Moving your awareness around your body, becoming that witness to your sensation, noticing, feeling. Then moving your awareness to your breath, becoming aware of how it feels, not trying to change it, accepting it just the way it is. Noting the qualities of the breath. Whether it's deep, shallow, slow, fast. Whether it feels as if it's in a rhythm or if it feels perhaps not so rhythmic. And then draw your awareness to your feelings. Allow anything that you are experiencing, any emotions, to be accepted, welcomed. Don't worry too much about the whys, the reasons, just accepting. And if you want to today, you can bring to mind perhaps a person or a pet that you've lost. And you can work with that person, perhaps more than one. Have them in your mind, in your awareness as you work, in your heart. And if that's too painful, if it's too recent, if it's too raw, just allowing yourself the opportunity to move through this practice without the need to focus your attention fully on the reasons for your sadness, for your grief. And so now bringing the palms together at the center of the chest, maybe lifting the chest a little, taking your chin gently downwards towards the chest, feeling that gentle stretch. There's an opening at the back of the heart as we do this as well. Taking a few deep breaths here. Normally here we smile. If you feel okay doing that, you can. Maybe a gentle smile at a fond memory of someone or something. If you don't feel able to smile, that's okay too. Just relaxing your face. When you're ready, you can raise your head, release your hands, and open your eyes. So today, going really gently with yourself, having real compassion, taking that gentle care. In Chinese traditional medicine, the Lung Meridian, as I mentioned, is where our sadness lies. And it can be traced here from the center of the chest, out across in front of the shoulders, down both arms across the elbow and into the thumb. And right now we're going to activate it. We're going to allow it to come to the forefront of our attention, our awareness. So if you've got your ball, and it can be a tennis ball or a spiky ball, we're going to start first here on the left side, and on the right side, and take the ball and just place it in that hollow, which is at the end of the collarbone and before the rounded part of the shoulder. So if you can, just stimulating here with your ball. Now, if you don't have a ball to hand, it's not a problem at all. You can take your knuckles and do the same thing, or your fingertips if you feel able. So we're not doing anything hard or firm, it's just a gentle movement here. And you may feel that there's actually two acupressure points right there. You may feel that there is an area that's just a touch more tender, it's more focal, you're more aware of it. And those are the areas that we're trying to give a little bit of nourishment to. Sort of stimulation like a massage. So if it's not with the ball, it doesn't matter. Just using your hand. Taking a few moments there. And then just gently releasing. You can hold your ball perhaps between your knees. And to balance our lung meridian, we are going to start at our thumbs. We're going to take our either side of the thumbnail. If you just use your first finger and opposite thumb to give it a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of a squeeze. Excellent. And then we're going to run our fingers like you were, like the action of milking, I think. So gently run our hands along the length of our thumb back towards the hand itself, over that nice squashy mound at the base of the thumb, over the wrist, just gently massaging, and then up the outside of the arm. You can do a more sweeping movement now, over the elbow, right up the upper arm to the shoulder, back to that space we were just using our ball with, and then drawing your hand to your heart. Should we do that one more time? So starting from the thumb, giving a little bit of a wiggle, then drawing your hand down the thumb itself towards the hand, massaging across the mound at the base of the thumb, into the wrist, up the inside of our arm, across the elbow, up the upper arm, to the front of the shoulder, that space, that little hollow just under the end of the collarbone there, and across to the heart. And now we've done it this way, which it balances the emotion, meridian, sorry. We're going to sweep down the way. So from the heart, and a nice sort of firm pressure across the arm to the end of the thumb, and then just let go. We'll do this 2 more times, across the heart, across the side of the chest, down the arm, the end of the thumb, and let it go. And we're not trying to let go of an emotion, trying to move through it. No, we're letting go of any blockages to our energy there. And rest your hands down. Notice the difference between the 2 sides of the body. And then you can take your ball, if you're using a ball, or your hands, your knuckles, your fingers, and just work in that space, that little hollow at the front of the shoulder, just at the end of the collarbone. There's a natural dip there. And see if you can find those 2 meridian points. You can rest your arm as you do. Those 2 acupressure points on the meridian of the lungs. And when you've done a little stimulating there, you can rest your ball again. Take your hands, fingertips either side of the thumbnail on that hand, and just give it a little bit of a wiggle. And then we're going to massage up the length of the thumb towards the hand, across the mound at the base of the thumb, across the inside of the forearm, just a sort of light massaging, across the elbow, inside of the elbow and the upper arm, across the shoulder, back to that space, and back to your center, the heart. Let's do it one more time, wiggling either side of the thumbnail, massaging down the length of the thumb, across that soft mound at the end of the thumb, across the wrist, the inside of the arm, the inside of the elbow, the inside of the upper arm, across the front of the shoulder, into that little nook and cranny, and then to the heart. And now we go 3 times the opposite way. So sweeping across the shoulder, down the arm to the end of the thumb, and let it go. From the center of the chest, across the front of the shoulder, down the arm, end of the thumb, let it go. One more time. Center of the chest, across the shoulder, down the arm, down the thumb, let it go. Brilliant. And then take a moment with both hands, just resting in your lap, sitting tall, feeling the effect of that. And it might be that you don't get much of a feeling, that's okay. And it might be you do get a lot coming up, and that's okay too. Somewhere in between is also good. Right. So in the course of our practice, we're going to be opening our hearts. Actually, our emotions are in yoga. We talk about most of the emotions being in the sacral area, which is around the belly button, slightly below into the hips. But our love and compassion and patience and tolerance is all here in the heart. So that's what we're working with today. We're working to allow that to open. So you can place your balls down, and most of our movements will be with our arms and this sort of expressive movement that allows that lung meridian, that energetic line, to be open and free and full of good tone. So let's begin with our hands together at Namaste. We're sitting really tall. We'll feel a little firmness in our center to bring us really, really upright. And then we're going to interlace the fingers and press the backs of the hands away from us. If interlacing doesn't work, you can simply hold one hand in front of the other. So pressing the backs of the hands away, scoop your belly in and just allow your upper back to curve. That position of protecting the heart. Maybe your chin comes a little towards your chest. We'll take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's see if we can breathe into that space behind the heart. Breathing in and breathing out. Then from here, sitting really tall, turning your palms out the way. Again, if that's not so good, just holding one wrist in the opposite hand. We're going to breathe in as we take the arms up to wherever they go. So it doesn't matter how far. It could be all of the way. It could be somewhere in between. Elbows don't have to be lengthened, just long as you're able to make it. Take a deep breath in as we lift the shoulders up. And a deep breath out as we let the shoulders come down. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in, let the shoulders come up. Just shoulders, and deep breath out, shoulders down. That's great. We're going to separate the hands and just let the hands float down to our sides. Really gentle, slow movements with awareness. Very good. When we get down, let's roll the shoulders just a little. Nice. And in the opposite direction as well. Okay. So here, coordinating the movement, turning the palms upwards. Breathe in, lengthen the thumbs away from you as well as you breathe in, reaching arms up to wherever they naturally go. And as you breathe out, turn your palms the opposite way and float the arms down to the side. Lovely. Breathing in, reaching out, palms turned upwards, shoulders sink down, arms lift high. Breathing out, gently releasing the arms down to the sides. As we breathe in, palms turned upwards, we're drawing in prana, our energy, our vitality. We're creating a lovely breath. And as we breathe out, we can let go of any old energy, stagnant energy, something we don't need perhaps. Let's do two more. Breathing in, palms turned upwards. Feel that length, feel that space. And as we breathe out, floating the arms down. Lovely. You can do one more. Breathing in, reaching the arms. And as you breathe out, turning your hands, letting the arms come down. Very good. And taking a moment just to rest the hands, perhaps palms turned upwards if it's okay. Just feel the effect of your practice. Lots of what we do today will be really gentle and slow and steady. But when you practice with awareness, and you practice in this way, it can be much deeper, much more profound effect from our yoga. So we're going to do some gentle side bending, and we're going to do this with our arms as well. But if for anyone who doesn't want to do it with their arms, you can do this with your hands on your sides if you prefer. Okay, so we're going to reach up with the right hand, and then we're going to reach over to the right, to the left side. Reach down with the right hand and come back to center. Okay, so if it's helpful, if it feels more supportive, you can hold onto your chair or onto your hip. But if you want to just leave your left hand to the side, you can as well. I might hold my chair, that feels like the right thing to do. Let's coordinate this with our breath. Breathing in as you turn your left palm, upwards. And breathing out as you reach over towards that right side. I'm getting my rights and lefts muddled today. Turn your palm, breathe in as you reach back up to center. And breathe out as you reach all the way down. We'll keep doing just this side. Breathing in, turn your palm, reaching up. Breathing out, reaching over. Turn your palm, reaching up as you breathe in. And breathing out as you reach that arm all the way down to your side. One more like this. Turn your palm, breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, reaching over. Turn your palm, breathing in, reaching up. And breathing out, reaching down. Very good. Take a moment in the center just to feel the difference between the two sides. And you can hold onto the right side if you like, or left side even. Breathing in, turning the right palm, reaching up. Breathing out, reaching over towards that left side. Turn your palm, reaching back up to center, breathing in. And breathing out as you float this arm down to the side. So we'll do 3 more like that. Turn the palm, breathing in. Breathing out, reaching over. Turn your palm, breathing in. Breathing out, reaching down. Or floating down. Turn your palm, breathing in. Breathing out, reaching over. Turn your palm, breathing in. And breathing out, floating down. Last one. Turn your palm up, breathing in. Breathing out, reaching over. Turn your palm, breathing in and up. Breathing out, floating down. Taking another moment, just resting the palms up or down as you choose. Closing the eyes or gazing gently downwards. Feeling that space that you've opened up, that opportunity for a slightly deeper breath down the sides of the body. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. You can bring your feet together and we'll do a gentle twist. So we're going to breathe in as we reach the hands wide. Then we're going to breathe out as we twist towards the right. So the right hand goes behind you, the left hand comes across the body. We're going to breathe in back to center, reaching the palms wide, thumbs really long. Breathing out as we turn to the opposite side, turning to the left. Breathing in as you come back to center. Keep your tummy muscles working just a little. Breathing out as you twist first to the left. Breathing in back to the center, palms are nice and wide. Breathing out as you twist to the opposite side. I've got my lefts and rights muddled again. Breathing in. Breathing out as you twist. Breathing in. Breathing out as you twist. Breathing in back to center. And this time we're going to hold our twist. So as you breathe out, twisting to your right side, reaching your left hand as far across your body towards your right hip as you'd like, and taking your right hand to wherever feels good. And you can actually reach your right hand across your body to the opposite side of the chair behind you if you like. Here we're going to sit tall as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, just gently ease into your twist as much as feels comfortable, because we're going to hold for just a few deep breaths. If it doesn't feel comfortable to hold, you don't have to. Turn your head to wherever feels good. Take some long, deep breaths here. And we're going to use an affirmation as we breathe. I am patient with myself. I am patient with myself. I am patient with myself. Very good. And then gently releasing your hands, breathing in as you turn back to the center. Breathing out, let's turn to the opposite side. Reaching your right hand now as far across towards your left hip as you can. And if you want to, reaching your left hand behind you to hold the opposite side of your chair. You don't have to, you can hold on to the same side, no problem. Feel that just a gentle tone across the tummy, a lift through the whole body. Take a deep breath in as you sit tall, and as you breathe out, moving into your twist to a point that feels comfortable for holding. Here, allowing your head to be wherever is most comfortable for it. Shoulders nice and relaxed, and taking those deep, deep breaths. We're going to use the affirmation, I have time to heal. I have time to heal. I have time to heal. You can turn to the front of the head, release the hands, just gently releasing back to center. And resting the hands down, turning the palms upwards if it feels okay, and taking a moment maybe with the eyes gently closed, or gazing gently downward. To feel the effects of your practice. Very good. We're going to take the feet a little bit further apart. We're going to do a forward bend and then a backward bend here. So we're going to breathe in, turning the palms upwards, reaching up in front of you as far as feels comfortable. If you want to reach maybe a little bit more open, you can. And as you breathe out, folding forward, reaching your hands away from you and folding to wherever feels comfortable. So if you want to, you can drape yourself fully over your legs and reach your hands towards the floor, or perhaps towards your legs or your thighs. We'll take a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. And we're going to really firm our belly muscles and maybe our buttocks as well. Turn the palms forward, breathe in, reach the arms long again. Reaching all the way up. And as you breathe out, take your hands down behind you and reach for the back of your chair. Here we're going to roll the shoulder blades towards each other, open your chest. Take a deep breath in this beautiful chest opening, front body lengthening pose. Deep breath out. One more deep breath in, maybe even lift your chin if you want to. And as you exhale, just gently coming back to center. Lovely stuff. We'll do that one more time. If you want to take a smaller range of movement, that's okay. So turning your palms forward, breathing in as you reach up, Little lift in the belly, maybe a touch reaching behind you to open the chest first. And as you breathe out, folding forward from your hips, lengthening the arms away from you, allowing the hands to come down towards whatever you want to rest them on when you're ready, letting the head, chin come towards the chest a little. Let's take a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. Firming belly and buttocks, turn the palms forward. Breathe in, reaching the arms forward and up. When you're ready, reaching the hands out to the side, around behind you, holding onto the chair back behind you if you can. Roll your shoulder blades towards each other. Open your chest, maybe even lean back slightly with your head. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We'll do just one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow your chin to come back to the center, your hands to release and come back to your center sitting. Excellent stuff, guys. So hopefully that feels really lovely and open across the chest. You might notice, particularly these points that we stimulated with our balls, they are, and now we've stimulated them, you can feel the energy moving through them perhaps. So we're going to come up to do cat pose on our chairs. So if you bring your yourself to the side of your chair or facing head onto it if you want to, that's fine too. We're going to place our hands down on our chair seat as far apart as they're allowed to go by the chair itself. So if you did have a low stool or table, it's gives you a little bit of opportunity to have your hands wider apart. You can use that too. Move your feet backwards just a touch from the chair so they're right underneath your hips, and keep your knees nice and soft. Here, we're going to lift the belly muscles, breathe in as we look forward, opening the chest, and breathing out, rounding through the spine, tucking the chin under. Very similar movement to what we've just done. Breathing in, nice control with the belly muscles, just enough. Breathing out, so that it doesn't interfere with our breath, but allows us to protect our low backs. Breathing in. Opening your chest as you look forward, breathing out, rounding through the spine. Breathing in. And breathing out. We'll do just one more. Breathing in. And breathing out. Then we're going to walk our feet towards our chair and come into a more upright position. Hold onto your chair for a moment if you need to, and then take a moment just standing. And as we stand, we can turn our palms forwards as well, because that really helps. We almost lengthen our thumbs just a little bit, turning the palms forward. You can feel the openness of that energetic pathway from the thumbs to the lungs. The lungs and the meridian of the lungs holds things like courage and fortitude as well. So when we're holding on to loss, or if we're working with loss and grief, we need courage to face those feelings, to allow them to be in us and to flow through us. So that's why we get courage in that place as well. Let's come into a downward facing dog now. So let's have the hands, you can do this with the wall if you prefer, but hands on the chair, walking your feet a little bit away, keeping the knees nice and soft, and then allowing the torso to move towards the floor. And taking a few deep breaths here, we're going to hold with our knees bent and just gently shift our hips from side to side. If you feel that's okay for you. If you prefer not to, you don't have to. At the same time, press down with the hands. So you're not just hanging there, you've got an active press down. Very good. You can bring your hips back to center. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And when you're ready, looking towards the chair as you breathe in, perhaps you walk towards the chair at the same time. And as you breathe out, just hanging onto the chair for a moment, letting everything settle back to where it should be. Very good. So from here, we're going to leave our left foot where it is and step our right foot back as far as it will go, taking the heel to the floor, and the toes will be pointing out a little bit to the side. We're going to bend the front knee. So the back leg is long. It doesn't have to be all the way straight, but if you can. And the front knee is a little bit bent and it's over our front ankle. Doesn't matter where. Over the front foot, sorry, doesn't matter where, as long as it's supported in some way. We're going to leave our left hand on the chair and move with our right hand. So we're going to turn the right palm forward, breathing in, reach the hand forward and up. And as it comes all the way up, breathing out, turning your hand and reaching the hand back and down, your chest open as well. Very good. Breathing in, sweep the palm forward and up. Breathing out as you turn your hand and float your arm back and down, turning your head, your torso, maybe a little touch of effort in that back buttock. One more. Breathing in, forward and up. Breathing out, releasing that hand back and down. And as you breathe in, bring your right hand back, make your right knee bouncy, and as you breathe out, step both feet up to your chair and take a moment here. Perhaps relax your arms from your chair, turn your palms forward, release your shoulders down your back, lengthen up tall. Feel that your energy can flow. In this position, all of your energetic lines are as open as they can be. You're lifted, you're long, you've created the opportunity for the energy to move if it's able to. And then bringing your hands back to the chair. You're going to step back with the right foot as far as you can naturally step, with your right toes pointing a little bit out to the right so you don't overbalance. You're going to bend the left knee so it's over the left foot. Leaving the left, no, we're going to bend the right knee so it's over the right foot. Leaving the right hand on the chair. Turning your left palm forward. As you breathe in, reach the hand forward and up. As you breathe out, turn the hand and reach back and down. Now, if this is the side that doesn't have as much range of movement, just do a smaller circle. Breathing in, reaching forward and up. Breathing out, twisting as you float the hand back and down. Breathing in, reaching forward and up. Breathing out, reaching back and down. Breathing in as you reach your left hand to the chair. Breathing out as you step both feet together at your chair. Release your arms, turn your palms forward. Feel that mountain pose, that length all the way from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Wonderful stuff. We're going to turn sideways onto our chairs. And this time we're going to cross our outside leg. So it doesn't matter which side you're doing, outside leg across the one inside. If that is too much, you can do this with your feet side by side, if you prefer, or one in front of the other. It's not quite so far crossed. Lovely job. So here, we're going to use our chair for support, but let our hips come a little bit away from the chair, if that's comfortable for you. And then, with the hand that's furthest away from the chair, breathe in, reaching this hand up, and breathing out as we reach that hand over. Breathing in and up, breathing out and over. A little firmness in the belly muscles. Breathing in and up, breathing out and over. Do one more, breathing in and up. This time we're going to hold, breathing out and over. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Then turning your palm up to the ceiling, breathing in and up. And as you breathe out, floating that hand down to the side and also shifting the hips back towards the chair a little. Let's uncross the legs. Spend a moment, palms turned forward in our Tadasana position, really lengthening through the whole body, feeling the effects of that practice. You might be aware of sensations in the arms or sensations down the side of the body, just a sense of space, of movement perhaps. And you can do a little pirouette to the other side. Now I'm going to shift my chair. Now, Annette, I'm thinking particularly of you on this side, you can keep the hand that moves up and down on your hip if you prefer, okay? So with your leg that's furthest away from the chair, crossing either side by side, in front or all the way over, we're going to shift our hips slightly away from the chair. I'm just going to move my chair a little bit more room. Turning your palm forward, breathing in, reaching out and up. Breathing out, reaching over. Breathing in, back to the center. And then breathing out, reaching over. Breathing in, a little firmness in the belly. Breathing out, reaching over. Breathing in, this time we're just going to hold for a breath. Breathing out and hold as you breathe deeply in. And breathing out. Turn your palm upwards. Breathe in, reach all the way up. Breathing out all the way down, just shifting your hips a little bit back towards the chair. You can uncross your legs. Take your feet, they can be together or apart. Turn the palms forward. Feel that great length down the body. Take a moment, perhaps with the eyes gently closed here, or gazing downward. When you're ready, you can bring your hands back to your heart, palms together, lifting the chest, taking the chin towards your chest. And here we're going to just hold this pose for a moment, using the affirmation, I am surrounded by support, seen and unseen. I am surrounded by support, seen and unseen. I am surrounded by support, seen and unseen. Smile gently to yourself if you're able to, with your fond memories, or the thought of those supporting friends and family. And then raising your head and releasing your hands. Very good. Okay, so coming back to sitting now, but you're going to want to be warm because we feel naturally at this time of year a little cooler as we move into autumn. Autumn is in fact the time in Ayurveda, the sister science to yoga, that we deal with loss. If you think about a tree losing its leaves, that's the reflection in nature of what happens in our energetic system at this time of the year. So if you're not practicing in autumn because you're using this video at a later date, that's okay. But today, when this is happening, it's a really autumnal day. So you can put on your thick socks, a little scarf if you like, a jumper, and use a blanket as well to keep yourself nice and cozy. And Ayurveda gives us a lot of tools that we can use for coping with grief and loss. So one of the things that it recommends is that we find a routine, so that we get up at the same time every day and we go to bed at the same time every day. We don't use too much of our social media and screen time before bedtime. We try and eat at the same sorts of times, so that we find this routine, this comfort in routine. And the other things that we can do is to drink lots of warm drinks, add a little bit of spice to our food, some ginger, other spices. Have soups and stews, unctuous food, warming and nourishing. Using root vegetables like carrots and parsnips and pumpkins and beetroots. I know pumpkins aren't technically a root vegetable, but they're still recommended at this time. And that's great because that's seasonally what's available right now anyway. So with this nurturing, we can also do a little bit of self-massage every day, which is quite nice as well. Warm sesame oil works well, but not the toasted one. Okay. So with all of that advice in mind, let us practice a little breath here. So settling yourself as comfortably as you want to. If you want to sit all the way back in your chair, you can. If you want to give yourself a little bit of lift, you can. And we're going to rest the palms open in the lap as well. Closing your eyes or gazing gently downward. Taking a moment just to observe and become aware of your natural, spontaneous breath. Note if the quality of your breath is perhaps different now than it was at the beginning of our class. When we feel sad, we find that our breath doesn't move in quite the smooth, rhythmic way that it normally moves. If you think about how your breath is when you're really sobbing or crying. So to help us allow our sadness and accept our grief, we can deepen our breath. So we soften those controls on it, allow it just to come and to be. So deepening your breath now. And as we breathe, we want to be really gentle, not controlling too much, not forcing the breath. So we're going to use a number of affirmations, just single words repeated in your mind, either on the inhalation, on the exhalation, or whenever it feels good. So first we're going to breathe love. Breathing in love. Breathing out love. Breathing in love. Breathing out love. Continue softening your face, your shoulders. After your next exhalation, changing your mantra to compassion, breathing in compassion for yourself, breathing out compassion for others, breathing in compassion for yourself, breathing out compassion for others. Breathing in compassion for self. Breathing out compassion for others. Continuing this way, softening the features of your face. If you find yourself overwhelmed by your sadness, you need to cry, that's okay. You need to take a moment out, you can do that. But allow yourself to feel, allow it to come, allow it to flow. At the end of your next exhalation, moving your mantra to breathing in patience with yourself. Breathing out patience for those around you, for other people. Breathing in patience for yourself. Breathing out patience for those around you. Breathing in patience. And breathing out patience. Continue, but soften the face, your shoulders, your jaw. At the end of your next exhalation, just allow your breath to continue in the same pattern. We're going to change the mantra again. I surrender myself to these feelings. I surrender myself to these feelings. I surrender myself to these feelings. At the end of your next exhalation, changing your mantra but not your pattern of breath. I have courage and kindness for myself and others. I have courage and kindness for myself and others. I have courage and kindness for myself and others. At the end of your next breath, if you haven't already settled yourself against the back of your seat, you can do that. Try to allow your breath to fall still in this deep, slow rhythm. And we use our last affirmation, our last mantra. You can say it either in your mind in English or in Sanskrit. In English, the mantra is peace. Simply breathing in peace for yourself, breathing out peace for everyone around you. Or you can use the mantra Shanti. Shanti for yourself. Shanti for everyone around you. Continuing to relax your face. And breathe in this way for the remainder of relaxation. At the end of your next exhalation, just allowing your breath to fall into its natural rhythm. And maybe take a few moments to wiggle your fingers and toes, roll your wrists, your ankles. If you feel like it's useful, you can stretch the arms, stretch the legs with you, if you want to. And we're going to finish just by wrapping our arms across our chests to hug ourselves, a nice big hug. And this hug, this is for you. And then we're going to reach our arms wide again. Cross them the opposite way across our chests. And this hug is for the person you wish you could hug right now. When you're ready, you can gently allow the arms to relax, maybe stretch them apart one more time. And then bring the hands to Namaste. Lift your chest. Take your chin only towards your chest. Feel that gentle stretching. Try to bring to mind the memory of someone that you've loved, something that you've loved and lost. And remember a happy time. Because as we move through our emotions of loss and sadness and grief, we come out on the other side to the emotions of peace, harmony, and occasionally happiness and joy. So taking a gentle smile. When you're ready, raising your head, opening your eyes. Thank you for joining me. Namaste to you all. This practice dedicated to loss and grief. I hope it was helpful for you.